Hi everyone, I'm Jude Hotep, the goddess astrologer and alchemical initiatrix. This is the Divine Feminine Uprising Astrology Daily. This is the chart for not today. Here we go. So this is really about death and manifestation. This is definitely how I'm describing this time right now. Before this full moon, there is a lot of this feeling of this death energy of the dead leaves because let me just fix this chart is all what is it? Don't you know what this is? Um for Tahoe, and I'm not even in Tahoe at the moment. But and so so anyways, we had the moon that conjunct Pluto yesterday, and so very much churning up emotions from the deep subconscious, from our past or childhood, past life stuff, and this square to the south node in Scorpio, more emotions, more subconscious stuff, more of what's been hidden behind the veils. The sun in Leo, this is about coming from this creative life force that wants to flow through us to create something that speaks and advances humanity forward. This moon apexing towards the Aquarius full moon that's going to conjunct Saturn, about doing something for humanity, this determined focus of creation for humanity. And there's this grand cross already started in the chart with the North Node, and the North Node has moved to 17 degrees, so it's moved off of that exact conjunction. Mars has been free of this square to the sun and free of this Uranus North Node conjunction, so it's able to move forward, take an intuitive action. There's not a lot of air in the chart, so there's not necessarily the most understanding of communication, of words just flowing so simply and easily, but it really is really important to communicate, because that's going to allow us to integrate and heal with this Mercury and Virgo, and to have more understanding of how to move forward on the spiritual journey with this trine to Icarus, about really understanding how to move through heightened states of frequency. And we have this trine still to Neptune from Lilith and Venus in Cancer, and Venus is at the last degree of Cancer, so it's kind of crispy, and it's like all of the feelings, all the deep desires and feelings of what hasn't been, what we had trajectories on and didn't push through, didn't go on. And so it's feeling the emotions and the sadnesses so that we can move through them. When we deny emotions, they come back. It's like Pet Cemetery, the cat comes back. So we don't want to deny emotions or push them away or ignore them, because then we can't move through them. And moving through emotions gets really easy when you start working with emotions and understanding how to do that work. It gets easy, it gets beautiful. You start to retrieve your power and messages and empowerment, particularly as a woman. You start to retrieve your voice and your understanding of self, which allows you to be powerful in the world. When you understand yourself, you're not really running underneath these fake rules in the culture and society, and these fake structures that keep us imprisoned in false cages that don't need to be there. It's really about breaking these cages, and this trying to Chiron from the sun is like our big purpose and mission, coming from this heart, coming from this creation energy of creating amazing things, products, services, our wisdom, just filtering out into the world to change the world. Like, this is this democratic time and that we are living, that we haven't ever seen before in humanity, of democratization of information through all these massive amazing forms of media. That what you can create is endless. And so it's like, instead of being caught up in the I can'ts and the lack and the scarcity, being caught up in the like, what am I creating? What am I making? And letting what lights you up lead you forward, and allow yourself to rest, because with this death energy, there is this need for rest. And with Jupiter retrograde, it's like a review and a like dislodging of all of the things that need to be like, do we keep this, leave this? It's like Jupiter's like reviewing, keep, toss, keep this, get rid of that, keep this, get rid of that. So it's kind of like going through everything we've been through. And this is moving us into December where Jupiter will move forward again. But this Chiron it's where we have done all this massive healing on how we think life should be, and this image and this idea of life that comes from the ego, that comes from this service to self focus, and really moving into a focus of creating for all of us living together, that there's no reason to be superior because everyone has magic, everyone has gifts, everyone has amazing things to offer. And it's really just being in the soup of like, how can things be more amazing? How can things get more amazing, more amazing? Like, can you accept things being better? Can you accept more magic? Can you accept more gifts, more understanding, more knowledge, more wisdom, fun, play? Like, can you accept more love? How much love can you take? A lot of people shut down when something's beautiful or when there's love or there's higher frequency. Like, they can't actually handle it. They can't handle beauty. They can't handle, and that really denotes the level of consciousness and frequency that the person is inhabiting. So it's a time of manifestation and making things real, because there's all this ethereal fire energy that's like, boom, we bring this out into humanity, leading up to this full moon. This moon is in Aquarius now, about your voice and speaking that into the world, coming from your true authentic self of like, look at me, this is what I am, this is what I'm creating, this is the fire, this is the enthusiasm, the passion, and then bringing that, speaking that into humanity. This Aquarius full moon, this Aquarius moon, like rising up, moving forward into what will be this full moon tomorrow. And the video for that is going to be really powerful. I go in deep to a lot of things about that. So I'm going to pull some cards for you. The episodes of the podcast are really good this week. Really encourage you to listen to those for support. A lot of women are getting shifts and transformation through listening to those and feeling like they got someone that's got their back. So false beliefs, this has been coming up. She has this owl about seeing through the darkness, seeing through deception, and she has the mammoth tusks, and it's just this powerful wardrobe, this powerful image. Like, her face is just like fierce, like, can't touch this. And it's just so much about divine walking. Like, if you're divine walking, you don't have to be afraid of anything. You're untouchable, and to really understand the protection that you have in place. And it's doing energy work and understanding energetics. Does somebody have part of your energy? Is somebody in your energy field manipulating your energy or blocking it or frequency dropping you? Is there a narcissist in your life? A lot of people are keeping narcissists around because it's their mother, their brother, their partner, whomever. Narcissists will keep you from elevating into the highest potential that you have as a woman. So why are you keeping a narcissist in your life? I've had many family members I just had to cut off. Like, for me, I really came to understand that they're just gestational people. They weren't my soul family. And I went through a lot of phases over a lot of years, because as people who are divine, we feel, we have compassion, we love people, like we go towards equality. So to disclude people from that equality, it can take that learning and those phases of going through that, because it's very much about just not who we are, to think that people just can't feel and can't love and can't do those. But so many people cannot. And it's really important to be aware of that voice. So what I've been talking about this full moon is about your feminine voice being loud in the world, speaking the wisdom. Just think about how one half of the wisdom has been missing for 5,000 years in this world, women's wisdom, which is what understands what makes life valuable and worthy to live. It's what advances us forward. All of the technology of paved roads, architecture, and indoor plumbing came from goddess culture times, when we had equality amongst the masculine and feminine, when we had fear was nearly eradicated. We didn't have wars. We didn't have death. We had love and joy and peace and harmony and ease and flow. And people think easy, there's something wrong with it. There's a difference between being lazy and for things to have ease and flow. It's a big difference. And And so it's like speaking your voice, like being seen and heard as a woman. Where's your fear of that? Where are you not stepping into greater empowerment as a woman? Where are you tamping yourself down and being suppressed? And where is there an energy vampire near you, an energy sucker? So false beliefs comes up again. So there's more to say about this. What does spirit want me to say about this? So we can believe in false limitations, and that's very much what's happening in the culture whenever we are held back. It's by these false ideas, beliefs, programming. There's so much brainwashing in the culture, so much misinformation. There's so many people in the spiritual community that think cords are good, that there's some cords that are good, or that you always get corded. That's not true. Cords are always psychological and they're manipulation. Always. They're about false allegiances. They're always, you can, a seer can see chords at times that show up metaphysically, but chords are not metaphysical. There's no such thing as a metaphysical chord. They're psychological and denote manipulation, control, and false allegiance. So, do you see how there's so much misinformation in the spiritual community, and how that can lead you down these roads that don't help you, don't serve you? And so it's really about coming from your inner authority as a woman, always. Everything you take in, like, fact check it with your insides, fact check it with your inner voice, with your guides, with your soul spirit, with your heart. Fact check it inside. It's not about, it's like, and it's really important to stop looking to a man or to something outside of you to relate to, and relate to your inner knowing and power and empowerment as a woman. You know everything that you need to know from the inside out. And it's about learning how to trust in your journey through life, to trust yourself as a woman, to trust yourself as the breadwinner, as the moneymaker, as the person that creates your life. It doesn't mean you're not in partnership, but is that partnership, is there ease? Does that person make you calm? Or is there always trying to be different to try to make them accept you, like you, want you, all these things? That's indicative of some fucked up shit going on. So if you cannot be yourself and just come as you are in any given moment to the people in your life, there's some issues there. I would go into that and look at that. And so definitely these false beliefs, like these untruths that we believe about ourselves as well, like all of these things that have just gotten in there, like, what are you saying to yourself? Like, you should never be putting yourself down. Are you putting yourself down and think that you're just observing your body, or observing your mannerisms, or observing your work or your performance? Are you putting yourself down? It's different to strive to master your craft than to actually put yourself down. And most people are doing it in their head so much, not realizing what they're speaking, that that's what it actually is. When women sit in my coaching chair across from me, I have to catch them and bring that to their consciousness. It's like, you are putting yourself down right now. Stop judging yourself. Stop putting yourself down. Like, do you see that? And, like, start catching those thoughts, because you are not building yourself up. You're not honoring yourself when you do that. So this card wants to come forward, responding, not reacting. So what does this card say it is? 'Cause I'm just going to jam off it, but the only control we have is in how we respond to the hand we are dealt. So this, like, card is really saying that, that karma is what people do is their karma, but what we do is our karma, is like how we react to it and how we respond to it, and to really be in this place of, like, what is your highest expression of yourself in any given moment. And sometimes the highest expression of yourself is the lowest common denominator, because you need to be there, because you need to understand something, retrieve some information from your soul, like go through those motions to understand and have that experience, which is what creates your knowledge base, your wisdom base, from which you teach and are this divine feminine soulpreneur in the world. So it's not always it's not cut and dry. It's really individual per moment. It's really about context, not content. So radical self-love, which is just talking about, of how are you deepening self-love. Self-love is bottomless. It can't end. we want to only increase our self-love and nurturing yourself. So amazing food, getting enough sleep, resting when you need to rest, like taking time off, taking time, because from that fertile void comes all the creation energy and the inspiration and the desire to do your mission. Um, so from rest comes inspiration, from rest comes work. So it's like, are you getting walks and movements and play and fun and stimulation? Are you fully resourced as a woman? Like, are you fully resourced? Meaning that you have stimulation and play and pleasure and connection. All these things are absolutely a must. And it's been in the culture, so brainwashing in the culture that these things are frivolous. They're not frivolous. They are actually allow you to be a fully resourced woman. So you can come from your power in all that you do. So I'm sending you lots of love as we're moving into this full moon tomorrow and this big, big energy. We have all this Uranian energy. So realize that expect the unexpected, expect lightning and thunder, literally, and expect for there be to be this suddenness. Like Uranus breaks things down to have breakthrough and to break open and to break through to higher consciousness. But if you choose to change as you're being called to change, then it doesn't necessarily need to come in the form of lightning. So consider that in your day-to-day movements and knowing what you're being called into, this bigger version of yourself, more visibility, speaking your voice in the world as a woman. So sending you lots of love, goddess. I'll talk to you on the next